Let's get into one of our segments before we start our main episode, and of course, it's a returning one from our one main episode. What are you selling? What are you buying? Where we talk about certain developers that they kind of put their name out there that maybe they want to be bought, or who do we think that maybe get bought and who should be the one. But the way it works is we are going to talk about how much they are worth, and we're not talking about what everybody else thinks they're worth. We're going to think how much would they think they sell themselves for in that aspect. And then we talk about which main publishers would buy them and why, of course, and whatnot. So the reason we brought this up is because the developer we're talking about has been making a name for himself about way at the very beginning, probably of the Xbox and PS3 generation. That's when they first kind of started on the rise with the Sega classic that is Bayonetta, and then from there they kind of started doing their thing. They were more the action outs because people forget that they're some of the ex-developers from Clover Studio from Capcom.
Oh yeah, Shinji Mikami, Hideki Kamiya.
Yeah. And some of those people did work on Resident Evil and Devil May Cry and whatnot. So this was the action team, and they have been independent for a very long time. And they started kind of expanding more, getting more name for themselves with their kind of like their cult hit of Vanquish, the save life of Metal Gear Revengeance. I think it's Revengeance.
Yeah, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Yeah.
I need to play that again.
Yeah, and then, they started kind of getting more experimental along with the Wonderful 101. Then Nintendo stepped in to help them develop Bayonetta 2. And then they started getting a little bit bigger with, Astral Chain being a thing for Nintendo.
Star Fox Zero.
Star Fox Zero, the Team of Ninja Turtles game that was with Activision. You even go as far of some of the games, one of the big major games that got canceled on the Xbox, Scalebound, which was stopped there. So Scalebound. The reason why this is getting triggered about Platinum Games because a while back they have kind of mentioned that they want Xbox to try to revive Scalebound. They want some way to bring that back again in a different way. At least one of the developers, I guess. I'm paraphrasing here. If you know better details, please leave a comment down below. But basically, they're kind of putting their effort out there. Now, sadly enough, their streak has kind of went on a big bump due to basically dead on arrival, I would say, so far. That is Babylon Fall from Square Enix, after having a great relationship with them that brought an acclaimed hit that is Nier Automata. So you would think that they would strike the iron hot again with Babylon Fall, and it didn't work out, especially like with Nintendo. They strike the iron hot with Bayonetta, then they strike the iron hot with Astral Chain, yada yada. So, and especially Square, Square has been very experimental, I think is the best word. They've been just trying to throw a bunch of new ideas at the wall, from Outriders to Marvel. But we realized the pattern that so far that game of service is just not working well with Square Enix right now. But they're trying to find that golden ticket, and they thought Platinum was probably the ones that did it. My conspiracy theory is that game, Babylon Fall, was meant to be a solo game, and then it got forced into a game of service. The only reason I say that because the first trailer looks a lot different to me, and slightly different in a different way that they were trying to present it compared to what we got in the in trailer 2 and 3 and the launch trailer and whatnot. So why did I bring up Platinum? There's a lot of things going on about, it seems like Platinum is screaming out for someone to buy them, weirdly enough. There's theories because of Scalebound, they want Scalebound to come back, or they're also putting their opinions about what if they got sold off, this and that. So I decided to put them up there just to see what our opinions, especially your opinion too, Jaron, of what it is. So let's talk about the first things first. So let's talk about how much do they think they're worth. So with the recent kind of news, we have Activision Blizzard sitting on 68 million, right? Yeah. So,
billion.
Yeah. Sorry, not million, billion. They're sitting on, they're the highest so far with billion. Then in our last episode, you can go check it out. We talked about Ubisoft. We agreed that they should be kind of close to them, but you went slightly lower than me. by
I'm cheap.
by I think 10 million. I think I said 60 and you said 50, I believe.
Yeah, I finally settled on 55.
55. So. Yeah, and I said 60 how much they think they would sell themselves for. So we know those are the biggest, highest ones, along with Bethesda, and I believe they were 7 billion. I think there were 7.
Damn.
6,
now I got actually
look it up and tell me what you think. I don't know if they're in the double digits. I want to say I don't think they are.
The sale price was $7.5 billion.
Yeah. Okay. And then the lowest recent one we know, based on that list that we know, is Bungie for 3.6 billion.
I don't even think it would get made it to billion.
I think it's million then. Might be million.
Yeah. As a Bungie sale price was no, you're right. 3.6 billion.
Okay.
Sony.
Okay. Yeah, from Sony. So out of that list so far, besides Ubisoft, Microsoft have bought 2, leaving Sony with 1 so far. And I don't think Nintendo ever mentioned how much some of the developers they bought for. I don't know what next level they mentioned how much they bought next level games for. I don't know. I just don't know. So anyways, with that in mind, out of those 4 games, including Ubisoft, the 4 games that I have mentioned, or studios, this is our very first developer we're putting in. That is, the third party per se. And this is a studio that worked with a little bit of everybody, except for Microsoft due to Scalebound.
They want to.
Yeah. So, Jaron, I ask you, where do you put them on this list, and how much do you think they would sell themselves for?
Platinum Games. Well, how much do you think, Artie? Well, Platinum Games has quite a library of classics. I mean, we did neglect to mention Mad World for the Wii.
I forgot that was one of their big hits. Well,
yeah.
Well, sorry, best kept secret hits. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a little bit more accurate. Best kept secret, Infinite Space, and then Bayonetta. We're talking about 2009 to now. They were just knocking it out. So if I were to say, as far as what they could get away with offering themselves for, I would say no more than $5 billion.
Okay. So,
with a B.
So they're definitely under Bethesda. Is that what if I were confirming?
Oh yeah, definitely under Bethesda, because Platinum is beloved by, I'm not going to say hardcore gamers, but they have a lot of deep cuts. Transformers Devastation, the Bayonetta trilogy everybody knows. Astral Chain, a lot of people slept on and they're realizing. Nier Automata is their probably most under Bayonetta biggest mainstream hit. So with that, and then this recent stumble with Babylon's Fall, I think they could probably get away with selling themselves for that price. Because you're not only, this is contingent on the fact of certain rights, like like Bayonetta, Vanquish, not Nier because Square has that, but maybe I don't know. Astral Chain, Nintendo has
Nintendo's Astral Chain.
Wonderful 101, things like that. Certain properties like that come with them, but everybody knows if you're buying Platinum, you're not buying them for the properties. You're buying them for the talent. The talent and the pedigree.
Okay.
So
yeah, 5 billion. So 5 billion.
5 bills.
Okay. So I'm agreeing around that point only because the difference is we're dealing with the developer, the other top-notch people, because they're publishers. So they come with more studios, right?
Yeah.
So that's why, I feel like developers so far in my mind, they're all going to be in the single digits, unless their record is just freaking huge, or they have a game that it makes so much money, it just outsells every other one. So no one here is going to be a rock star.
Konami is a developer / publisher. So
yeah. So Platinum, that's a damn good number, because I think they are worth more than Bungie to me, based on their variety. I think when you get Bungie, yes, they said they have a new IP, but they're gonna be a slow burn, right? They're gonna whatever property they have, they're going to push that for many, many years. They're not. I don't think they're gonna jump a lot of stuff. Platinum, They jump a lot of stuff. I think they're over 10 games develop as their years have gone.
Yeah,
Right now, more than 10 games at least.
I'm counting them up right now. I mean, you go on, I'll count them up.
But I honestly think, you're saying 5. I actually will put them at 4.5. I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna go a little bit lower only because, whoever buys them, I think they're gonna be there to help work on some of their properties to help make theirs a little bit bigger to me. The only reason I say that is, Astral Chain's owned by Nintendo. They mess with Star Fox, but they could
22 games, by the way.
22, okay, but they could work
over 13 years.
But I think sometimes they do awesome with some other property, but also on their solo stuff. Yeah, they got Vanquish, they got Bayonetta, but it's weird because like Bayonetta is almost like a share with Nintendo. Weirdly enough, but you have Vanquish, you have Wonderful 101. Those are the only two I think off the top of my head until we find out more stuff. Hell, they were working on a game with Crytek, but that backfired, and they took it on their own. So I don't know what happened with that. But I think they would be a powerhouse to help with other people's property that I can think of right now, unless they really get loose in their own way. So 0.5 to me sounds a little bit better in my head than 5 at this point.
Question.
Yes.
Is the studio or the company that's buying them, is it an Eastern company or a Western company?
Okay, so you wanna talk about you want to get into
the minutia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about who would buy them, right?
Well, if we're going into the Eastern company, like let's say Nintendo, then I could see them getting away with $4.5 billion. But if it's a Western company, because Platinum Games is a Japanese developer, to get a Japanese developer, because culturally speaking, they're less prone to selling to Western companies, you would have to bring an extra billion or so. So I would say 5.5. 5.5 to maybe 6 if we're trying to really just swing our big money wallet around.
Okay. But I can agree with that because out of Sony, I can't think of a dedicated Japanese developers because you had Studio Japan, but I think they closed their doors or they distribute them out in different ways, I think. But I don't think they are allowed to make games anymore or whatever that situation. Microsoft doesn't own any Japanese studio except I guess Tango Works. I think I'm saying that right, from the Bethesda family.
Yeah, and that's
from Evil Within and whatnot. And so that's their only one Japanese I can think of. So if it was Wes, if it was Wes, I say go 6 because I would put him up there with Ninja Theory.
Yeah.
Whatever actually, maybe you can look up how much they bought Ninja Theory for, and because I would put them up with Ninja Theory because Ninja Theory is pretty good with their action games and whatnot. I mean, they're the ones that did DMC, the beloved or hated, however you want to look at it, kind of games and whatnot.
Let's see. Microsoft acquired the Hellblade developer Ninja Theory for... Come on. Stop teasing. Give me the money. It looks like... Oh, wow. They didn't disclose.
Okay.
Or at least not in this particular article. I'll find it.
Okay, but anyways, I would put them a little higher. I say go big and go $6 billion on them. If I was Platinum for Western, especially Microsoft is throwing that money out, and especially if they get more resource, then I think they can do more stuff with that. But if it's Japan, I think like 4.5 still for me. So question is, what publishers do we think would pick them up? We have the main 3 Mamma Jammas. That is Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. Or is there a third party that we can see them pick them up? You mentioned for Ubisoft at one point Facebook. So like, do we see 2K? Do we see EA? Do we see Ubisoft? Do we see THQ? Or Nordic Games. It's Nordic Games now. THQ Nordic.
Yeah. It's not, and the price for Ninja Theory is still not listed. So okay. I think they just didn't.
My theory for Ninja Theory, funny enough, I think it would be probably close to 5, probably around that ballpark in my head.
Considering what the games that Ninja Theory put out compared to what Platinum Games put out, yeah, I think it would be less than Platinum Games. Ninja Theory did do Heavenly Sword and the DMC remake and Enslaved and worked on some Disney Infinity crap.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from Hellblade,
and that's not even out yet, so we can't really. I can't add that to the
No, I
notch
mean
of their
the
credibility.
yeah, the first.
Sorry.
Yeah, aside from the first Hellblade, and they did work on the Vader Immortal VR, Star Wars VR game, and Bleeding Edge, which was so Ninja Theory is kind of hit and miss at the moment.
Yeah, well, now Platinum is too. So, but what studio has a perfect record nowadays, right? Because it's too opinionated. Anyways, so I might go bias on this. And I think people will probably know the answer is I think only because I feel like they can have fun with most of their properties in my own mind, and I think the relationship is very well. I think I would love a Nintendo to try to get Platinum, because I know people argue about like how Bayonetta 2 fiasco, and I'm like, well, they're the ones that put the money in it, and they're doing the money for Bayonetta 3. Astral Chain was I think it was a great game for in its own way. I think that was a good choice for them. It sucks that we didn't get a Vanquish over there on that Nintendo console, which I think that would have been pretty cool. I just feel like they had a really good relationship there, and I guess I'm imagining like what would a Platinum Metroid game be like in my head, or what does a Platinum Kid Icarus would be like?
You're thinking like a kind of Metroid Other M, except Platinum does it, so the design is less funky.
Yeah, even if they do a 2D. But if they do a 3D, it might be pretty cool if they just play by the book and not do, because now we're out of the Wii thing. We don't have to worry about like going to first person and switching it back and forth like Tecmo tried to do with that game. And so, or hell, I mean, they took Raiden, so maybe Metroid could have a character in there. I don't know. That could be a spinoff in somebody. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff at the wall. It might not be the best idea. Just throwing it out there. I don't think we'll get a Zelda from them, of course. We're not. No. I don't think they'll touch that, but I think they'll touch the ones that really like might change something up about them.
I mean, unless they convince Nintendo to let them do a Nier Automata style Zelda or whatever, like that, more action based than action RPG, or more action RPG than action RPG. Kind of thing.
But here's another thing too. Like, maybe they can take a crack at trying a F-Zero game. Maybe they can take a crack at doing Sin and Punishment. You got these. Oh,
really?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, there's some well-hidden gem games in there that they could bring back up and just see what they can do with it.
Kid Icarus. Can you imagine Platinum doing their thing with that?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they can get some opinion from Sakurai. I don't know. They could do a Platinum style of a Fire Emblem game. That can be an action game, solo game, or something like that. That's a possibility. I mean, they're good with swords.
I was about to say, Platinum. And people say, oh, well, it's Konami's property or it's Square's property. It's like, yeah, but you have to remember, how did they develop that? They developed Platinum's strengths. Okay. What do you think Platinum's strengths are? Like 3 strengths for Platinum games.
Their action, their frame rate, and the playability.
Easy to pick up and play, right?
Yeah, it's easy to pick up and play.
That's the thing. So think about what games could benefit from action, like speed, quick, 60 frames, the playability, all those strengths. What games from Nintendo could benefit from that? For F-Zero, like you said, Kid Icarus, hell, it's not owned by Nintendo. It's owned by Taito, which is in and of itself, I think, I'm trying to remember, subsidiary of
Donkey Kong.
No, I was going to say Bubble Bobble.
No, I was not saying that, but I was like, I really like Donkey Kong would be interesting. Yeah. What a Platinum Donkey Kong game would be like. That'd be kind of interesting.
Oh, man, they're like Rare Who?
Right.
Yeah,
I know Retro did a good job with the Donkey Kong Country Return series. I like those, like Tropical Freeze. But it'd be interesting to see what Platinum would do with it, because since they're so good at combos and they're really good at trying to make your character look so badass. Like, how would you make Donkey Kong look so badass in a fight or something like that? That'd be kind of cool.
Or
You
they
know,
bring back the Jungle Beat series with Platinum.
do balloon fighters. I just fucking don't do balloon fighters. I'm just kidding. Don't do
Balloon. Oh yeah, why don't we just do Urban Champion while we're at it?
Ha! Urban Champions, right? Oh my god. I mean, what could they do worse than the NES one, right? You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, that's not like it's not the worst idea, but
no, it's not. It's not. But holy hell!
But
I like to. I would be interested in whatever play. Even you know what, Babylon Falls, for all the crap it's getting, I would still be curious. Like if I catch it on sale, I might still pick it up just to see what it's about.
But also too, people were talking about Microsoft should pick them up, and Microsoft with all these properties, there is some of those hole in the walls games that they won't touch. Platinum could do an interesting Battletoads game.
Yeah, man, don't get me started. Like
I'm not a Battletoads fan. But
I played that new Battletoads. Well, the newer.
I know you're talking about. I played it too. Yeah.
God, it was a slam dunk idea, and they still fucked it up.
Yeah. Like playing it by yourself is terrible. It's not fun by yourself. It is not fun.
No, it is not. And the fact that nobody really wants to play it means you're definitely going to be playing it by yourself.
Yeah. There is one video we did with Buddy Up Gaming I did with Jaron, and it's like it feels like they're trying to do nostalgia but not do anything totally new. But to see Platinum do that would be interesting. Maybe they can take another crack at Crackdown. I don't know, you know.
Oh God, no! Let Crackdown die. Let it die.
But I think there could be some properties over there that they're not touching anymore for Microsoft that maybe they can probably affect there. So there is some opportunity. Sony, though, I can't think in my head what they would touch. I think it has to be new IPs if it's under Sony, right? I can't think of any properties on there because, like, of course, what other games could they do on there of other people's properties? I don't know off the top of my head. And most of Microsoft's properties are more cartoonish, so I don't think we're gonna get a Platinum Sly Cooper, if or a Jack and Dexter.
Oh no, we're not going to get a Grab by the Ghoulies.
No, that's rare.
Microsoft.
But no.
Rare. No, I don't know. Sony. So I have a feeling Sony, because the way Sony acquired Bungie, I have a feeling they would acquire Platinum games only after Platinum stopped producing hits. Like, period.
Okay.
Like after Babylon's Fall, this is probably the time Sony would say, "Hey, we're going to buy Platinum games." Because I like Bungie, but aside from Destiny, what have they done lately?
Well, like I said, there's a new IP coming in, but we know that once whatever they release that you're not gonna get multiple games from the studio. They're gonna probably stick with the game of service. So get ready for these games to last for over 10 years.
Yeah,
they're a game of service company now. That's what I want to say about them.
We see how that's working out for Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Yeah, they're putting content out for the Avengers, Square Enix's Avengers.
I know it's a crazy idea, but to do a Spartan story off the Halo universe with a Platinum style, it might be interesting trial to try out.
Combos too.
You don't have to have Master Chief. It could be a Spartan character that gets his own spin-off story in some way. Yeah,
or just reverse it, have it be one of the members of the Covenant.
Yeah.
Conquering worlds. Show how badass their elite were at conquering worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's but I wouldn't consider that a full game because that could get tiring quick.
It could be.
Consider that,
right.
Yeah, I would consider that like a $39.99 like Sifu length game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be more appropriate.
Okay.
But we're for the most part in agreement on where Platinum could go.
If I had to pick one, though, I like the relation they're doing with Nintendo, and I think I can see some more creative ideas of them working with Nintendo and stuff. But I have to wait to the future because I can only vouch for 2 games, right? The Bayonetta 2 and 3 coming soon, and then Astral Chain. Because I can't give Star Fox a win because it just didn't work out in that aspect. And I don't know what went behind the scenes with Star Fox enough to know like who was really in control of certain situations and in the calls certain things. We probably sure it's Nintendo, but
use more of the Wii U pad. It's like
but we definitely agree that Sega messed that up. because Sega seemed like a good place for Platinum at one point in my mind, but Sega is just having so much trouble that I don't trust them anymore to do anything of that, because a Golden Axe would be pretty cool in your aspect to me. A Shinobi Platinum game would be kind of cool.
That goes perfect with the way the style they did Bayonetta.
Mm-hmm. Kid Chameleon, that'd be kind of cool with the different outfits and do cool combo moves and stuff. I think that's a library of creativity right there. They can do anything they want with that. I'm just throwing it out there. A kid goes into a video game, that's just free range from there.
Yeah, hell, let them have Sonic shit.
Yeah, try it. What is Sonic doing now that it couldn't get worse?
Yeah, it's like, how many bad Sonic games are there? Too many to count. Yeah, let Platinum take a crack at it.
They can do a own solo series of the Phantasy Star series. It could be a new character in the universe, but his own action game and in that aspect. But Sega, I don't think they can really do a good job with that. Shining Force too, and their own thing. Oh, yes. Legend of Oasis, that can be something else they can do. There's a lot. Sega has a lot of properties that mainly Platinum could really crush those. But
Bonanza Brothers, no, I'm just playing.
Cyberbots, that beat 'em up game. Jeez, that game.
Altered Beast. Let's do
Altered Beast. Yeah, I forgot about Altered Beast. Yeah,
different powers, different animals, different beasts. Mm-hmm. Let's go. Let's go. Can't say Streets of Rage because .emu's already.
I know, but man,
killing it.
But a 3D brawler, if they could do it right, I mean, damn.
At that point, solid. You might as well have Platinum work with Capcom and do Final Fight. So,
well, I mean, if Clover Studio got to stay there, that's Platinum Games there. There would have been a lot more properties they can be doing, because they do too. I mean, it sucks that Beautiful Joe will probably never return anytime soon. And I like Beautiful Joe.
We won't see that probably for another 10 years until it's like Beautiful Joe collection.
That's what it'll be. That will definitely be. Yeah. Okay, so we agree we're looking at the range between $4 to $5 billion for them, and we are kind of roping between the contenders that is Microsoft and Nintendo. And if Sega act right, maybe Sega again, but I don't think Platinum would work with Sega again based on what I have seen. They haven't done anything for them for a while, other than the last game they did was Bayonetta, I believe, because they did do Mad World.
Yes.
So.
Oh man, yeah. Between that and the fact that we can't forget the craziness of Wonderful 101, and Platinum owns the rights to that.
So because they did a Kickstarter too for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this it is remastered. It's out there.
That's where Beautiful Joe is. Beautiful Joe's hidden in the 101.
The animation style, yeah. I mean, I will say, Wonderful 101 was whooping my ass on the Switch. I was like, okay, I'm not playing this right somehow because I'm getting stomped.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Beautiful Joe is like a secret Easter egg or hidden character, because he's masked. The people you recruit are masked. It could happen. So I am curious about Soul Cresta. I've never heard of it, so I might have to.
Yeah, the story was it was an April Fool's joke that became a reality. So, anyways,